Hello folks, welcome to this week's show. I'm Bret, co-host of Outdoors of Delta TV. And this week I've thrown together kind of another one of my variety shows. I've do a couple of these a year. And we're going to start out on this show on 11 Point River with Nick Bagwell, doing a little springtime fishing. We thought we was going to hit some top water. That didn't work, so we figured out the pattern. You can kind of see as we go along how we figured that out. Second part of the show, my stepdaughter Dominique had given me a hard time before, said, you know, you've had Landon on there and you hadn't had me on the show, so we decided to change that. We had her on doing a little brim fishing there in our place at Hardy. Fun show here. I hope you folks enjoy it. So y'all stay tuned right here on Outdoors of Delta TV.
Well, early one morning I met up with my fishing buddy Nick Bagwell, who's an accomplished angler, wins a lot of local tournaments, and we met on the 11 Point River on the lower part on the Arkansas stretch one morning. Met him at daybreak, had to fight fog going up the river, and our plan that day was to throw topwater. As you can see here, we're throwing whopper ploppers, where he's throwing I think a Zara spook, just different topwater baits. Did not work. We had to figure out the pattern, and just check this out and see how we figure it out.
Pretty good. All right. Skunk out of the boat. Yeah, maybe I'll catch a bigger one.
Well, after an hour throwing topwater, I picked up the OSA square bill crankbait that Jeff Tatum of 19 Delta Baits out of Cherokee Village painted for me, and got a bite on the second one. And just watch what happens here. This is how you figure out a pattern.
Smaller crankbaits, bigger fish.
Yeah. The head shaker.
Oh yeah.
I'm down there liking his crawl.
Leave him in the water.
Oh yeah. Delta 19 baits. Come here. Oh, he ain't hooked good. Get up here. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, Tatum. How about that? Cool. Everything like what's the advantage of square bill over another? Like getting hung up?
The square bill bounce off wood, dry a lot better than round bills will. They're made from shallow.
They're digging this thing, man. Hey, I've got another one of these. You want one?
I want it.
Oh, we got my quick release. Yeah, in fact, I got several. I think they give me.
He messaged me and said he's going to put me some and got some done, but I ain't never heard from him.
Well, after having some quick luck on my OSA crankbait, I give my other one to Nick, and it didn't take him long.
What? It's a dandy. Right where you ought to be. Yes, sir.
He's got a crawdad sticking out of his mouth.
Does he really?
Yeah, down his throat.
And he wanted another one. Wow.
Look how orange he is.
He's pretty.
Well, after figuring out we're on a crawl pattern, Nick immediately picks up his jig and pig that mimics a crawl, and here's what happens.
Spring River, but some of them blue crawls like he's talking about.
Yeah.
I've got a pack of them underneath that deck.
If I was you, if you had any, I would have tried to match that crawdad with something a little orange in it.
Well, that's what that brown and orange, which I've got them in the big crawls, but see, I'm stuck on that 3-inch crawl. The big crawl catch bigger fish.
How long is the big crawl?
It's 3 3/4. Here's the go. Good. Yes, sir. Little jewel jig.
Jewel jig.
Andy. Yeah, boy, that's a fat one, boy.
And once Nick figures out a pattern, it's on.
Where to go. And we got that kind of detail.
Well, I was upset. Couldn't make it down to the cabin. Holy cow. Come here, folks. Big one?
He wasn't big, but he's a good one.
That's a good one. Oh, he's a good one. Yeah, he's a good one. Yes, sir. That's going to be about 15 or better there. I'm going to say 15 and a half. Maybe 16.
15 and a quarter.
15 and a quarter. Let me zoom up on him real quick. Oh, it's my slow zoom. Hold on. That's on the jig. All right. Now, by golly, there's just very little of all current where you're catching them.
That's surprising.
I'm really surprised myself.
Wow, we wouldn't.
Of course, this is the bottom end of a shoal's always good, but
With that water being 66 degrees, they could just be coming off of the pond.
yeah, that's hilarious. Look at this. Oh, he's a head shaker. Golly.
Boy, he is a puller, man.
That is a dandy.
I ain't too sure that ain't the same one. It ain't though. It's smaller.
That is a good one. Boy, they were on a crawl pattern. Might have to change your tackle tip of the week.
We could do it double tackle.
Well, crawl pattern, crawdad. We could talk about how we figured to.
Wish you'd catch a 20-incher on that HD cross.
I do too. Yeah.
2 or 3 of them.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh. There's a bigger one closer to the bank. Look.
Get off that bluegill. Get off that.
Look, I'm gonna get this big one. He's after it. Look. He's got it. Got it. That's a good. That's another largemouth.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Boy, he's taking some. Oh, look at him shake that head. That's a nice one there. I love it. Look about that. It's a dandy. That's pretty good. He called your shot, and saw him over there in that clear water, that creek. And so I never felt him. I saw him. He took it to sit there with me. Man, them river largemouth are just prettier than lake largemouth. I'd say every bit of it. Dandy. Good one. Get some video of this. Oh, yes, sir, son. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be close to it. Beautiful fish. Oh, yeah. That's what it's all about right there, man.
Buddy.
Thunder in the background. We almost got run off a while ago. I'm glad we stayed.
Storm blowing in. Trolling motor batteries are dying.
I love it. We got on some pretty good fish.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had a blast.
We had a blast. Started out kind of slow, but we figured out the pattern, and the pattern was the crawl pattern. And I'll let you tell them kind of how we figured that out.
We started out early this morning throwing topwater, assuming there would be a topwater bite, and we got out here and we threw topwater for a while to try some spinner baits, and wasn't seeing a whole lot of activity as far as fish chasing bait or busting surface or anything. And we got below a shoal, and Bret picked up Jeff Tatum. He's with 19 Delta Baits. He picked up this OSA square bill, and he caught 2 or 3 real quick, and we figured out right then that we were doing the wrong thing. So we picked up both picked up the crankbait and caught a few, and then got down in the slack water and I picked up the Jewel Special Ops Series Tactical flipping jig, and caught some quality.
Real quick. It was just one after another there. We had a special tree down there that we got on hard, and of course when he started catching them on that crawl pattern jig, then I brought out the Tackle HD. You know, this is the 3-inch version. I caught some on a 3 3/4 version. Predominantly on the brown and orange pattern. That works real good here in 11 Point River. And we just
Man, well, we got on them good then.
Oh, well, yeah, we got on them great.
Hey, folks, welcome to this week's show. I'm Bret Palmer.
And I'm Dominique Coyne.
And I don't think y'all seen Dominique on the show, but this is my daughter. She's 19 years old. And we've grown up. She's grown up with me coming to this lake. And we are going to try to catch some brim. And y'all seen us. We got on here last year and caught some brim. And we're going to try a couple tactics. I've got her set up with the slip bobber system. We're going old school now. We're just using night crawlers. We're going to do the slip bobber system. And I've got one myself right here, and I've got my drop shot rig where my weight, as you can see, there's about 15 inches below the hook. And we have found on my side scan sonar a colony of brim. It's one of the biggest brim colonies I've seen in this lake in years. And as we speak, they're fanning beds. The water is muddy. This lake's real clear right now. It's muddy where these brim are fanning out. So we're hoping we caught them at a good time. So it's getting hot out here, so we're going to get after it. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to see if we can catch some brim. There you go, leave it, yeah. Look here.
Did you get one?
Yeah. It's good.
Oh yeah, I
That
see
fish is
it.
out a little deeper. Oh, they're all out here.
That is nice.
That's
That
a
is
good one.
pretty. Oh, I got it.
Get him. Yeah. You got a double.
Look at that.
What
Oh,
we got here? We got a double.
oh, it's tiny.
He's tiny, but hey. Well, we know they're here. Go ahead and bring it in about 10 foot closer and let it sit. I think there's a bunch of fish right there.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, get him. Oh, you got a good one there. That's a runner.
I wasn't even trying.
Yeah, it's a better
Oh,
one.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
no, that's an eater.
Oh yes, look
Oh,
at
that's
that
a
one.
big one. Shoot, yeah. Perfect. Well, folks, she's one up me right now. That's a dandy. Look at that. It's a beautiful brim. It's one of the biggest ones I've caught in here. I don't think I caught one or two last year that big in here.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of like to eat right there.
He is pretty.
Yeah. We didn't have to leave after a while. We keep him. That is a pretty brim. Hold on.
Yeah.
Got one. Oh. A little better one.
Oh yeah.
That's a
look
good
at
one there.
it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's another one of them red ears. See how thick they are?
Yeah.
Call them shellcrackers. Got a little bigger mouth on them. They are fun.
Oh, I got one.
Sweet.
I wasn't even trying.
They're kind of on the. Oh, that's another big shellcracker. Oh. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. That is a monster. Wow, that's a big old shellcracker. Golly. That is a dandy. Wow. Look at this. That is, man. That's a true bluegill there. Good one. Man, these are pretty. It's your copper nose bluegill. Shallow that up a little bit. Another one. Pretty good.
Oh, looks like it.
Yeah. Oh, decided to fight all of a sudden now. Yeah, copper nose.
Oh, I see it.
It's a little bigger than the other one.
Yeah. Hey, that's nice.
Oh, we could be catching supper right now. Man. Talk about fine table fare. We're letting this go. We're just having fun catching. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Now here's something. I showed this last year, folks. But see, that's this the split shot. You know, it's in line with, you know, it's tied in line and their hook's below. I've yet to have a brim swallow that fatally, and it always gets them. They can only take it in so deep because the line hits their lips. And if you're just wanting to catch brim for fun, especially like we're doing today, excellent way. None of these fish are going to hurt. It's all in the lip, and that's one thing I like about the drop shot. Sometimes with the bobber they'll swallow it, but so far all of yours have just, you hooked all yours good. But she's pretty quick on the trigger, so she's not giving them time to swallow. Hey folks, we're headed to. I'm gonna show you what it looks like on the side skin, and let me find these brim beds. But it's pretty cool. In a minute, I found it earlier. Someone way back in the days lost a canoe in this lake, and I found it with the side skin. And I'm gonna show it to you here if it shows up. It's pretty cool. Well, we're going over, but they're right here on this, they're right here. See? There they are. Oh, they're here. Oh, that's a good one. They're here. We found them. Oh, I love when the thing comes together. This is a good one. It's deep water fishing. Oh, this is my best one today. A big old bluegill. Folks, that's what sonar can do for you. Man. That's cool. Where's the bite? There he is. That's another good one. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Something. Look at that. Oh, man. Sonar brim. You gotta love it. Using electronics to find them. I love it.
Oh yes. You should have stayed on a little bit longer. Oh yes. Oh, he's a fighter.
Oh, that's a dandy. Off the pole for a minute. You got the knack. She's got the knack, y'all. How many of these we caught? We can have us a mess right now.
Open it. Okay.
Oh, look here.
I got it.
She's letting him go.
Woo!
I love it. Oh, got him.
Yes.
Yes, that's a good one.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
Oh, look.
dandy. Yep. Another good one.
Yeah, we're like right on top of it.
Yes, we are.
What?
Oh, looky. Oh, what have we got? Oh, man. That might be a red ear. It is. That's a big shell cracker. Big old shell cracker. Big old shell cracker. Look how thick this fish is. Oh, man, that is a pretty fish. Well, basically, we're going after these brim with two tactics. One of them traditional, one of them not so traditional. The traditional slip bobber system, you know, is what I've set Dominique up with. You just move the ribbon down the line, and you can set your depth like you want it. When we got on them deep beds where the shell crackers was in 12 foot of water, I slid the stop down to about 10 foot where it kind of hovered a foot or two over the beds. And then that's the traditional method. That's been tried and true. The drop shot method for brim is something I don't have it's relatively new around here. I actually saw it on In Fisherman Television a couple years ago watching TV, and I thought that was a good idea for a lake with a lot of grass, which this lake has a lot of grass in it. And it just keeps the weight stays in the grass, keeps that bait above it, and it works real good, especially on those deep beds with them shellcrackers. The drop shot method is just it's a good method, good one to try. So until next time, I'm Bret Palmer.
And I'm Dominique Cohen,
And we'll see you next week in the woods or on the water.
here on Outdoors in the Delta.